It's been a long while since I did the research. Well, the letters that I sent to the senators, there was no response at all. They are busy with the political issues, such as filing for candidacy. So that's why the letter that I sent to them was ignored.
Hmm. You wouldn't be the first person to send a letter to politicians about multi-level marketing and be ignored.
I suppose so. But there are a lot of bloggers or people on YouTube who has strong allegiance with the president.
Right.
So the next thing that I should do is to be connected to them.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Well, I will be planning to, to share the bad impact of MLMs in the society.
Yeah.
So, in your view, um, to the perception of the different perception of people, what would you say about MLM?
Well, what do you mean? I don't think I understand the question.
I said within the communities or in the society, um, there are people from those society cannot comprehend or do not know about MLM.
Yeah.
What can you explain about MLM in a simpler way or in a broader way to deliver to people?
Well, I think some of the people that are blogging are speaking very plainly, and it's not about opinions. It's just facts. Multi-level marketing is based on pyramid scheme. The whole model is based on 10 people giving their money to one person, and then each of the 10 getting 10 more, so there'd be 100 more. That can't keep going that way, so it's an unfeasible. It's flawed. It won't work. It causes loss. That's a fact. That's just and it's backed by also experience, because multi-level market's been around for years, so we already know what percentage of people win or lose. So, everybody has their own way of trying to speak about it. I try to speak about it as trying to show people who are attracted to it, who've been lured into it, or who are being solicited. I try to show them how it won't work for them, that it's flawed, that it looks good, and people are trying, and if you join, some people are going to get your money, and but for you, it won't work. So it won't work for virtually everybody, only a few at the top. So that's language that I try to use, Chelsea, is I try to just describe it in plain English. Well, I speak English mostly, Spanish some, but in plain language about what works and doesn't work, and if it doesn't work, here's why. And that leads usually to other questions that the people ask me, why is it, if it doesn't work, and why do people join? And if it doesn't work, why does the government allow promoters to say it does work for everybody? But I start with trying I wrote is mostly about what it is. What is multi-level marketing? Well, what is it? And how does it work? If you just look at it objectively, take it apart, look at how it works, then you can see it can't work. It can't work for you. It can only work for the person who gets all the money. That's just a few people at the top. Everybody else is going to lose their money to them. That's how I speak about it. I think everybody has a different way of doing it, different approach, but for people who are attracted to it, who think it will work, I just try to engage them with facts about how it actually works.
So what are the people's usual response whenever you share those things to them?
Well, many people have thanked me and said, yeah, I think I see something, I've learned something that I didn't really think about. I was focused on hope. I saw the crowds, I saw the images. I was unhappy with my own circumstance. So it looked like a possibility to me. But when I now look at it rationally and look at it factually, I see it's a scam. So I didn't see that until I had read your stuff, or talked with you, or listened to you on a podcast or something like that. So that's some people. Other people are so caught up in the hope that they ignore it. They won't listen to me. They don't argue with me. They don't reject what I'm saying, but they just go forward anyway. So, some people you can reach, and some people you can't, and you can't really worry too much about the people that you can't reach. That's been my experience.
So have you ever been threatened or been attempted to be sued by companies?
I was sued once. I have been sued. I have been criticized. I have been, people have given name calling and that sort of thing. I've never really been personally attacked. I was sued once by one MLM. It took me a long time, but ultimately I won the case. But that's been my experience, for me. I should say, Chelsea, and I recommend this to others, I don't focus on individual MLM companies because they're all the same. There's not one that is any different. They all have the same characteristics. They're all based on the same pitch, the same plan. It's the same scam. Just has different names. They cover it with different products, different faces, but they're all running the same the same racket. So it's a racket with many different names. It's one racket with many different names. They all produce the same results. 99% of the people will lose their money. 1% get the money. 99% lose. They have the same percentage of people who quit within a year, which is over half will quit in a year. It's the same consequences. So by focusing only on MLM itself, rather than targeting an individual company or an individual MLM leader, I am less likely to be sued. So I recommend to people, to focus on the system, because I have talked to people who've worked really hard to expose actually had people contact them and say, "I want to thank you for giving the truth out about this MLM. As a result of your information, I quit the scheme, and I am now in another MLM, which is much better." So they realized, the blogger or the podcaster realizes that they had led that person to think that, that it was that MLM that was the cause, not the MLM system. So, and it took me time to learn this too. So I focus on trying to educate people about what MLM is, how it works, and so on, rather than this particular one or that particular leader. But anything connected with MLM, anything that is MLM, anything calling itself MLM or network marketing, it's just the same thing. And that's what I try to show people, is to look at it factually and examine it more rationally, like you would normally in a business, and don't be guided just by hope and belief.
So, where were we? Oh, yeah. Which should the government do? Uh, Regulate the laws of direct selling, like those who don't comply with the new regulations of not recruiting, they'll be losing their business, or uh, eliminate the structure of element.
Well, remember, MLM is protected by government right now, and it's done this through corruption, bribery, campaign contributions, and that sort of thing. So it's not going to be easy to get the government to do its job here, because a lot of people in government have received money, or people above them have received money, and so they know if the guy above me has got money and is keeping silent, it will not help me to speak out. It will hurt my political career. So they keep silent, even if they personally are not benefiting, but somebody above them is. So keeping that in mind, I think the first thing government should do is investigate, not even act. I think they should do an investigation on how many people in the country are in it, how many people have gained money or lost money, how much money has been lost, that sort of thing, so that people would actually have facts coming from the government about the truth of this. And so that's sort of my approach. The first step government should do is recognize that it's a problem, MLM, and investigate it. And then report back to the people hard, factual information showing how many people have lost money in it. That'd be the first thing that I should do. And then, based on that information, then they can formulate what to do about it. But first is do it. Then right now, they all keep their eyes, mouth, and ears closed and pretend they don't know, or they don't, or it's not important. And so when they get a letter like from you, they will ignore it. So the first thing is to get them to stop ignoring it and look into it. That's my
So, what? Well, the election here will be on 2022, and then the debate for the election will be around November or January 2022. So, Should MLM be a part of the social issue to be tackled and to be
Well,
discussed?
hopefully it would be if you could get one candidate to speak about it. That might get others to. That might, if you could get just one.
Well, if that thing happens, it will be a historical um, part of the election
That's right.
because it is the
That's
first time to discuss about this.
yes, yeah, because that's right. I mean, in general, the politicians, the governments have just kept their eyes shut and pretended that it was an issue. Their silence was purchased with campaign money, and so they don't serve the public. They serve the MLM. So if you could get one, just one, to speak about it as a social problem, a financial problem, an economic problem, it would be historic. That takes a lot of persistence, Chelsea. You can't be, you can't get discouraged too easily.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I got your message about feeling ashamed and so on. You're doing something courageous. You should, be proud of that and not worry too much about mistakes you might make or how you're viewed. You're stepping into an area most people keep their mouths shut about.
Yeah, well, it was a really painful part that I cried some in the church because of what I have experienced.
Yeah, yeah. I've had similar experiences where you think you're able, that people are wanting to listen to you, but actually invite you in only to attack you or to criticize or to ignore you or to try and demean you or put you down. And but still, you were there and you raised the question. And there are some people in that group, I can tell you, who have now begun to question. Hey, wonder why? Maybe there's something to this. Maybe I should look more closely. You know.
Yeah. Well, everyone in the church were was blank about what I was talking about, and then one of the church elders talked to me about the experiences that I had with multi-level marketing.
Yeah. And he told you it's your fault.
Well, somehow, some sort, yeah,
Yeah. That's what they all say.
yeah.
That's what they always say. Yeah, you're the problem. It's your fault. You didn't understand. You're the loser. You're the problem. Not multi-level marketing's great. If you had trouble with it, that's because of you, not them, not because of MLM. And they say that to everybody.
And then he said that the reason why the products are expensive because uh, the company gives incentives to the bottom and then to the distributors. That's what he told me.
Yeah, that's a lie. That's a lie. There's no reason at all why these products have to be that expensive. Not one bit. And if they are so expensive, why do people buy them? Well, people buy them because they've been given a false promise that they can make money. It doesn't matter how much the product costs. You're going to make so much money from this. So what if it costs more than what you'd buy in a store? A lot more. It doesn't matter. You'll be making so much money. Why would you bother looking at the price? Who cares? That's
Well,
what people think
hmm
when they buy it. They're told you're going to make money. You're going to make money at this. So why would you be looking at the cost of the product? Doesn't matter.
well, we Filipinos have the mindset when it comes to products outside the Philippines, such as American and Australian products, etc., etc. We think that the American products are in all quality or in all great quality.
Yeah, but you don't have to buy products through MLM to get American products or Australian products. You can buy them in the store. You can buy them online. You don't have to go through an MLM.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying. I understand that. They present these things as superior, wonderful, quality, the greatest. So it's all a lie. I mean, it's all a lie.
Yeah.
To get your money. It's just a lie to get your money.
So in order, hmm, I think there must be a Senate hearing about this kind of problems. More victims, more possibility to uh have a Senate hearing.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah. It just takes time to find somebody out, reach out to find somebody out there. There's a lot of people out there that have been harmed. So, but the thing is not to be discouraged and not to be. Don't blame yourself. You're tackling something very large, and the one thing I would recommend is focus on the MLM model, on MLM as an industry, as a sector, as a method or a system, and not individual companies. And because they're all the same, they all operate the same. If you take them apart, they all work the same way. They make you, they pay you. The promise of the income is based on the same model of you recruit 5, recruit 25, recruit 100. They're all the same. It doesn't really matter about the product. They all require you to pay. They all require you to keep buying as long as you're in. Right? They all require you to recruit. You can't make money unless you recruit. And they all end up transferring the majority of all the money to a tiny little group at the top. They're the only ones that ever make any money from it. So,
Well, there is a gray shade that if the government takes away the MLM or outlaws the MLM, there won't be like giving back thing, charities, and then people who are been working there for years, for months, and then they will be like losing what they've started, unless the companies will liquidate their assets and give back the money to the victims or to the distributors who lost money.
yeah. Yeah, well, that is the problem. Once the scam starts, if the government shuts it down, everybody who's got their money in it right now loses immediately. But the thing is, Chelsea, it doesn't matter because they're going to lose their money anyway. So the government shuts it down. It actually results in fewer people losing money. Fewer. Because in the end, if it was allowed to keep going, more people would lose.
So there won't be like charity shenanigans.
That's right. That's right.
Um,
So,
I hmm?
Chelsea, what do you do? How do you? What do you have? Do you work as well? What kind of work do you do?
Well, I lost my job since the pandemic.
Oh, really? What were you doing?
I was in Manila, being a businesswoman, a small time.
doing? What kind of business?
My mom and I were selling some stuff from coming from our hometown.
Uh-huh.
And then on March 2020, the Philippine government implemented a lockdown.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why that was the reason why we didn't um go to Manila.
Uh-huh.
So where were we? Oh, what? I wonder why do communist countries like Cuba, um, North Korea, and other places don't have MLMs.
Well, MLM is a kind of distortion of capitalism, right? It promises people everybody can be a business for themselves, everybody can be rich. It's all about private ownership, private selling, about taking care of yourself, rising in the world on your own by yourself. Uh, that's the idea behind, the rationale. And that's not the way it works in North Korea or Cuba. There are not very many communist countries left, though. What you name North Korea and Cuba, two little islands. What other parts of the world? So, but in general, multi-level marketing is a cult movement based on capitalism. So you have to have capitalism for MLM to operate. You don't have capitalism, you don't have MLM. Doesn't mean MLM is capitalism. It means it pretends to be capitalism. But if you're in a country that is not capitalistic, you won't have MLM. They won't allow it.
Good for them, but not good for us.
Yeah, I know that people in North Korea suffer from many other problems, but that's not one of them. Yeah, yeah.
That's good for them, but not good for us Filipinos.
No, no. Philippines are getting ravaged and harmed, victimized. I know that. I know that. Like other countries too. But
Well,
keep your faith, keep your spirit. I mean, you're doing some very good stuff. If I can help you, let me know. I have to go now, but stay in touch with me. Let me know what you're doing. And, don't let it get you.
thank you
Yeah,
for your time.
yeah, yeah. All right. Bye bye now.
Bye bye.